Hi all! So a while ago on YouTube, I stumbled down a wormhole of small kitchen appliance reviews. As I was looking to buy an air fryer and perhaps maybe a pressure cooker, that's when I stumbled across one of the worst YouTube chefs of all time. His name is Jack Scalfani, as I like to call him, Jack Salmonella Scalfani. I watch video after video of him butcher, sometimes quite literally, recipes. Imagine driving slowly past a multi-car pileup on the interstate. That's my face as I watched him teach the internet how to make partially cooked meals of varying types and taking awful and unneeded shortcuts to recipes that are already quick to prepare. The absolute horror of Jack's lazy man chefing, air quote, techniques to my boyfriend Tom. And now, since we can't unsee it, we are opening your eyes to it as well. I'm Michelle, and I welcome you to join us for this horrific journey, better known as Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man. Welcome back to Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man.
Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man. That's right, folks. This isn't really on our regular recording schedule. We have some other episodes already lined up in the pipe in our editing workflow, but we decided we had to jump the line with this one because there's just so much good stuff going on in it.
It's only 12 minutes and 11 seconds? Or 19 seconds. Today is the first...
June 1st.
The first day of June. Welcome summer, welcome spring, whatever hemisphere you're in, welcome fall, welcome winter, whatever.
You got all four. Good for you.
Yay!
You got all four. Covering the bases, folks. Covering the bases.
Because we don't know where you're listening. We have listeners in Australia. But anyway, we had a back-to-back situation here with chicken Alfredo. A chicken Alfredo type substance.
The last podcast we released was just the cheesy keto Alfredo whiskey tango foxtrot.
Yeah.
The radio operator cheesy Alfredo bake that he did. So Pink Chicken and I were both like on our mobile devices and we're like, well, what are we going to do? Well, I don't know what we are going to do tonight. It's Taco Tuesday for us. But what we're probably not going to do is record a podcast because what could Jack possibly offer us? And then at the same time, we came running towards each other. We're like, oh my God, he did another cheesy Alfredo bake. And we're like, why?
This is like the
third or fourth.
Besides the Alfredo situation, because he's done a couple Alfredos. He made the cracked chicken last year, and then he made a cracked chicken this year. He made a couple, like a month ago, he made the Alfredo bake. Now he's making the Alfredo bake again. So what
Cheeto Alfredo.
Is it essentially the same thing?
Remember, since January, this is all that mommy wife Tammy is allowing Jack. He's allowed some meat, he's allowed a little cheese, he's allowed some fat because that's
he's
supposedly
got, like,
allowed on profile by
World War II ration of food going on. But
he had to drive 5 hours to get anything resembling a baked good or a piece of bread.
yeah, that's a whole thing. But so this was
He drove further than we drove this weekend just to get his hands on a slice of bread.
Did he forget that he already did this because he has a stroke brain? Or is it he's remaking it slightly different?
This video, just like many keto recipes, is made of a few simple ingredients and based on a few simple principles. Those few simple ingredients in this video are jump cuts and lies. The principles of this video are starvation and deprivation and insanity. We'll get into the jump cuts and the lies as they come at us fast and furious, but the overall principles here are what we discussed before. Jack is being starved to the point of insanity. Now not only is mommy wife Tammy in it, but life coach Macy or Marcy is in it. So now Jack gets double the maternal authority figures on him. You know, Jack doesn't like that, and you could tell in this video that Jack is bristling with rage.
It's interesting. It's only at a 12-minute and 19-second video, but there's a lot of layers to this onion. You're like, oh, he made another stupid casserole. Who cares?
Made of pre-cooked ingredients.
Yeah.
He even admits it. He's like, yeah, all this is pre-cooked. You could eat it right like now. I'm going to throw it in the oven for a little bit, but you don't have to. Everything is pre-cooked. Hey, Jack, you have a cooking show.
You have to read between...
You don't have a cooking show, Jack. You have a reheating show now.
Yeah, you have to read a little bit between
with Jack.
the lines here to get a glimpse into his psyche.
Much like a simple keto bread recipe or a keto pancake recipe where they simply take a banana and an egg and they mash them together and they fry them up and oh look, it tastes just like a pancake, kind of, sort of, in some fashion. Much like that, Jack's recipe here holds inside a whole bunch of very subtle flavors. Again, the flavors of anger and rage and deprivation
And bold-faced lies.
Exactly.
Let's start by what he's wearing. And let's start by the backdrop of his shot.
Before we play the video for you, I have 2 theories on this. This is Jack just completely left to his own devices. Mommy wife Tammy has some errands to run.
Yeah, he's definitely by himself here.
Oh yeah. So he's either doing this fast as hell with whatever he has to hand and blaming life coach Macy for doing this because he says, oh, Macy gave us this recipe. She didn't, it's not really a recipe. She just said some things and she didn't write it down for me. She scribbled it on the back of a notepad and then I took a picture of it with my phone. So that's...
No, it sounded like they had a phone conversation or something going on.
No, they were in the office. He said that.
Oh, okay.
But he said she just wrote it down on her notepad because he doesn't have specific things here. He doesn't really have the
like
amount of ingredients.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the amount of ingredients he should be using,
the
how long he should
temperature.
be baking it for,
Right.
the temperature he should be baking it for. I assume what happened is this video came out of Jack and Tammy, mommy wife Tammy, being at the Profile by Sanford office. And of course, we have to do the weigh-in. It's just a formality. Look at how good Tammy's doing. But Jack, you've gone back up in weight again, buddy. You lost the first 20-25 pounds, but you just...
So they had a come to Jesus meeting, Tammy and Macy.
Yes.
They gave him the what for.
I think this is like Jack in punishment mode. This is Jack unhappy. Remember, Jack is a gastrosexual. He derives orgasmic pleasure. He no longer has the sexual potency or the muscular strength to satisfy a female woman. So now Jack has to become
a female
woman for the meat marine and other friends. And he can only derive sexual potency from the food he eats. That's the body authority Jack gets. That's what he has control over with his body. Now, obviously, the sexual doesn't happen anymore, except, of course, for birthday handies.
The going in dry.
Yep.
Just like this casserole oil.
Knuckles up.
He's been using that Sabo arm stretch. He's brought that up in previous videos.
Yeah, he keeps claiming that he's noticing such a difference in it.
Right. I want you, when you watch this video, when you synchronize your YouTubulators with us, to look at that arm and tell me what you think. Do you think it's actually working? Because I don't think it is.
Does it look like recovery is happening there? Do you see strength happening? Is he able to flex the joints more? Is he able to be more dexterous with it? Is he using it in his cooking videos the way he used to before the strokes happened? Do you see it getting better, or do you see it kind of how we see it? That you can clearly see there's muscle atrophy. You can clearly see he's not holding it up high enough because there's obviously blood coagulating. There's blood collecting in the joints. You can see his fingers swelling. There's lots of swelling there. The skin looks stretched and tight. But if you see different than we do, please let us know. Answers on a postcard, or join us for our 2 p.m. live show, The Boys Club.
Yeah, we're doing 2 p.m. live shows every Saturday, 2 p.m. EST, that is.
Which we call The Boys Club.
The Boys Club.
Woo!
Woo!
We'll get that right once. But not now.
But yeah, let's synchronize our YouTubulators. I will let you take over.
Alrighty, folks. Out there in YouTube land, get ready. We are going to synchronize our YouTubulators. This video was released today, June 1st. He has 440 views on it. So if you're doing the math... Yes. Well, if you're doing the math, so we've got 437,000 subscribers. We'll put this at, let's say 440,000 subscribers. He's got 440, period, end of tweet, views. So that's... Is that 0.1%?
Yeah.
Yes, 0.1% of his audience.
So far.
Might want to remind people to hit the bell, Jack. Jesus. All right, folks, we're going in. We're going in dry. Synchronize your YouTubulators. Don't add any extra sauce. We're hitting play in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right.
So we're back in the Scalfani kitchen. Jack is wearing the Grimace shirt, which is 2 sizes too small for his body with the stain on it.
It's almost like somebody chided him for wearing his toga moo sized shirts, 5Xs, trying to make it simulate weight loss. Now he's wearing a shirt that's either his size or one shirt size too small, stretched out over his knees. Very form-fitting. Yes.
Yeah.
Slenderizing, one might say, but they'd be wrong. And of course he has the shirt tucked in. If you see by his navel there, the folds are indicative of the shirt being tucked into the pants. Again, trying to look slimmer without actually being slimmer.
And the
naughty plateau.
The emoji on his shirt is the Bitmoji. It's not the South Park generated logo.
It's also a bigger logo than on his previous shirts. His older shirts were probably done under a traditional screen printing process. This looks like you've got this shirt made in one of those cafe presses or Printly kind of shirts. The graphic's going to be automatically resized to 10 inches by 10 inches for the front.
He rants here about maybe a minute about his Profile by Sanford. He's
about his Profile by Sanford journey.
You guys hear different numbers on the live stream. You might hear 25, you might hear 27.
This is, yeah, we're coming to the first of Jack's simple ingredients for this recipe, and I don't mean the pre-cooked Alfredo sauce or the pre-cooked chicken. I mean the lies. This is where Jack is lying about the progress he's been making on his profile by Sanford. Then he, of course, contradicts himself and says, I've been plateauing, and by plateauing, I mean gaining back weight, because he mentions that, well, you can't really tell. No one can honestly tell how much weight he's gained or lost, because he tapes these videos out of sequence. So in one video, he says he's lost 25 pounds, and in another video, he says he's lost 28 pounds, but then he says 25 again. That's just simple editing tricks, folks. That's just physics. We all know that.
But then he specifically points out that by the time we see this, he may have lost 30 pounds. Right. It's like foreshadowing.
Right. He's saying the lies out loud.
Yeah, he's planting the seed.
Right. He's formulating the lie. He's formulating his lying strategy so that by this past Saturday morning when we saw his video over the Memorial Day weekend, Jack was like, I have to remember to say I hit 30 pounds, whether he did or if he didn't. Again, Jack is the type where if he got the 26 pounds or
he'd
something
round
like
up.
that,
yeah,
right, he's rounding up, or better yet, he's like, well, I'm at 26 pounds, but that's just as good as 30, because Tammy's going to make me start walking and exercising.
Anything he can do to avoid any extra effort,
right,
he's going to do.
Just like this video.
So we paused it to go on that little rant.
1 minute and 16 seconds in. Well, again, we have to
give you the background of what we've witnessed, what we saw here.
Again, much as this has devolved from being a cooking show, because Jack's not cooking anything. At best,
this is combining.
Reheating. Well, this is reheating with Jack.
Combining with Jack. It didn't even need to be reheated, though.
Every ingredient on his table here, folks, is brought to you by Sam's Club. If you're trying to lose weight, when you see other people going on diet videos, what do? They go to the farmer's market. They want to eat clean. They want to eat fresh. They know they've screwed up their body, so they want to take care of their body now. So they want to feed it fresh, wholesome ingredients. If they cheat out anywhere, they're only going to go to Chipotle, because Chipotle's food is quote-unquote very clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, very whole foods, very raw, get it very basic, nothing overly processed. Jack's grocery store of choice for his diet, Sam's Club.
All of these ingredients, everything is facing front. You can see the labels on every single ingredient.
The Members Mark Mexican and cheddar style cheese. The Members Mark rotisserie chicken. The Members Mark real crumbled bacon.
That broccoli bag, we frequent Sam's Club. We know that's a Sam's Club brand.
Oh yeah, Taylor Farms,
and
3-pound bag.
We actually looked at the Sam's Club app before we started this podcast.
Because did a little
That's definitely the
work.
brand you can buy there.
But there's one ingredient on the table that we couldn't puzzle out just by looking at it.
It's very strangely the only ingredient on the entire table that is not front-facing.
Because Jack tries to cover over his lies. He does a little bait and switch here. He does a little 3-card Jackie for you. Little Jackie Fempani for you. He starts talking about a light Alfredo sauce.
That he bought specially off of Amazon.
Right, that has lower calories and lower this and that.
No sugar,
goes
nothing.
Into his word salad about, how great this light Alfredo sauce is. But of course he has the jars turned away from you so you could see that's not what he's using in this recipe. He mumbles something about, well, maybe we'll order it one day offline. Like, how hard is that? Jack pretending that this is a real cooking show as if you might encounter this on the Food Network. But Jack, you don't do any research. You don't do any preparation. If you were going to do a light Alfredo recipe with some diet Alfredo sauce your life coach recommended...
Wouldn't we want to know?
Wouldn't you want to use it right now?
Yeah, wouldn't we want to know what it is? It's a 3-pack of Bertolli Alfredo that you can get for $6.98.
Yes.
Because everything ends in 98 in Walmart and Sam's Club world.
If it were any less real, they'd have to call it Alberto sauce instead of Alfredo. It's not genuine.
It's not healthy. The Lazy Man did some math on it. I don't know if he has it readily available in his brain.
Welcome to Lazy Man Nutritional
School.
Math. So we figured out the Bertolli Alfredo sauce that Jack has in front of him. There are 7 servings, 7 1/4 cup servings in that jar. Jack is going to double the recipe.
Per jar.
And we'll get into those lies.
Right.
But per jar, you're looking down the barrel of 770 calories per jar. You're looking at 140% of your daily sodium intake. You're also looking at a very high amount, almost, I think, 22 or 24 grams of carbohydrates.
Yes.
If you use the whole damn thing.
Yep.
So he's using the whole damn thing. Remember, Profiled by Sanford is a caloric restrictive diet. They are probably having him on 800 to 1,000 calories a day. It's 800 calories easy in just that jar. So Jack is blowing his diet calories all in that jar of sauce that he's putting on it, much less the bacon.
I was gonna say, we didn't even count in the bacon bits, we didn't even count in the cheese.
Again, Jack likes to mix things up in his head. Well, I'm on caloric restriction, but really it's a ketogenic diet. No, Jack,
no,
you're not eating the nutritional profile to eat keto, you're eating too much protein, actually. Ketogenic diets are low protein diets. In a ketogenic diet, one of the things they tell you in a ketogenic diet is, even with a ketogenic diet, you're not allowed to have all the cheese you want. It's just that's just where the majority of your macros are coming from. Again, this video has two simple ingredients: lies and jump cuts. You can see the jump cuts when we watch it all the way through. The lies are, did his life coach actually give him this quote-unquote recipe, or did she just simply say, Jack, if you get hungry, there's a couple things you can do to satisfy yourself. Maybe just take some rotisserie chicken, dump a little cheese on it, a little bacon, eat that. That'll make you happy. Meaning that she wants him to eat one serving of that.
Right.
You know, that would be maybe 200 calories, maybe a little, a couple grams of fat, couple grams of protein. That's not going to hurt him. Him making baker pans full of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, he's the whole purpose of Profiled by Sanford isn't ketogenic. It's caloric restriction.
It's a rotisserie chicken. It has to have some kind of like fat and salt, and it has flavor in it. That's not.
Shoot those things up with syringes of saline to plump them up and make them look bigger than they are.
We don't know the nutritional facts on that, but we know it's.
We know the nutritional facts of that real crumbled Maker's Mark bacon he has there. That's basically straight kitchen bacon that they turned into jerky by the use of nitrates and preservatives. Nobody serious about their health, nobody serious about a diet would get a bag of that pre-cooked, shelf-stabilized, preservative-laden bacon and go, yep, I'm eating healthy, You either have to have a child's understanding of nutrition, or you're just doing it to keep your mommy wife happy.
So now we're at 1 minute and 42 seconds.
1 minute and 42 whole seconds. This is the part of the video where he's lying about, she wrote it down, but I took a picture of it with my phone. Jack, one of the things Jack does with these videos is to try to get his lies straight. So he was lying about how much weight he lost, and when you hear what he talks about.
Oh, he uses the Jack on the Go show logo and intro for
a Cooking with Jack
for
video.
Reasons. I don't know. Did he forget?
Or he just doesn't care, because this isn't his idea. This isn't the hot gastrosexual sex Jack wants to have. This is going through the motions. This is Jack's version of the birthday handy.
Yeah,
yes.
I was gonna say.
Yes, this is chicken keto Alfredo birthday hando.
What confuses me most about when he goes through these ingredients is, why the hell would you put Mexican-style cheese in an Alfredo bake, which is Italian? It looks to me like the 2 bags of cheese and the bacon was already open. Everything else on this table looks like it's new. Like there's a new chicken, there's a new bag of broccoli unopened, and then there's 2 unopened jars of Alfredo, but they're all from the same place.
As the video plays on, and right now we're only at about time index 315, 316. He's got some ingredients that were bought fresh, perhaps for this purpose, maybe not. And he's got ingredients that he found in his refrigerator. My supposition, again, 2 simple ingredients, jump cuts and lies, maybe Tammy doesn't even know he's doing this.
Tammy doesn't seem like she's here.
Right, no, he mentioned several times that Tammy is not here, because she's going to come home tonight, and that's why he's making 2 pans. We see now he has 2 pans.
This is triggering my Jamaril Stewart shit posting, because this is all
super family casserole frozen thing.
All she does is make freezer meals out of these 9 by 13 pans, and they're all casseroles that she freezes for her large family and unthaws as she needs. This looks like one of those.
Now Jack goes wandering off after he starts slapping the rotisserie chicken in one of the pans. He's like, oh, I forgot to turn the oven on.
And like the birthday handy, he goes in dry. He doesn't put any sauce at the bottom or sauce the chicken. Like,
again, he doesn't care. When he thought about making this, he put the sauce down first. He's like, oh, it's just like a lasagna.
Yeah, but he made the sauce. Yes. He didn't have the jarred sauces.
Butter.
He put 2 sticks of butter in, all the cream. This doesn't have that. This is like he wants to do this and have this done.
This is quick and dirty.
Yeah, quick and dirty.
Why would Jack make the same recipe he did? This is much like the cracked chicken bake, a recipe he made before. This is the
secret eating. He's gonna eat this in the closet.
This is what you would call smart cheating. So This is his smart cheating recipe, and he's using the excuse that they talked about it when he was getting chastised at Profile while by Sanford. So if Tammy's like, well, why the hell did you make this? You were just supposed to make a little bowl of this for yourself. Oh, honey, you know that I was asking Life Coach Macy about how to make this and if she had a recipe for it. And it's like, no, that's not what we said at all. Well, I don't know, sweetie. I'm so hungry and dumb anymore. This recipe calls for 2 simple ingredients: jump cuts and lies.
This is what triggers me here. He steams that broccoli in a bag, but he has 4 bowls set out here. He could have easily taken a set of scissors, cut it open, put it in a bowl, cover it with foil.
At 5:54, you can pause the video and see the Bertolli name on the lid. So all of Jack trying to hide and try to confuse and misdirect as he's using the light Alfredo sauce. Lies.
We see you, Jack. And we have the whole cast of characters. We have 2 floppy bowls. We have the oar. We have the what did you call the fork?
Yeah, he's trolling us now.
What was the fork?
The double pipe fork.
The double pipe fork.
Of hate.
Look at how much fucking cheese he puts on both of these.
So he had like half of 1 pound bags left of his Members Mark shreddy cheese. So he's putting a pound of cheese on there. It's probably more than a pound.
I'm assuming he put both. Why would you put 2 bags of cheese in a bowl and then not put your broccoli in a bowl to steam it? Like,
yeah, we were wondering if that second bowl was gonna flop. It flops. It's a floppy bowl. So now he's smashing the cheese down with his one good hand, making sure he gets cheese in all the crevices, all the clefts.
Oh, like we don't have the camel toe spoon. I'm kind of disappointed.
He's doing this with his hand. This is Jack full of surreptitious rage.
We didn't even get to the best part, which is the sauce. That's coming up right now.
So this is Jack saying, okay, no.
The eternal struggle that happens here.
This is Jack. He throws the lid.
7:32 is the timestamp when it starts.
The way he opens the jar is he crams the jar in his dead, stroked out hand and then has to open it with his good hand. And you could hear, if you have your audio turned up, you could hear the struggle it takes him. But look at that hand. Look at his stroke hand as he pours out the sauce with the other one.
It's very atrophied.
Oh yeah,
it's like almost purple.
Red, it's swollen. It literally looks like his hand, like he broke every bone in his hand. There's that much swelling. The joints are painfully swollen. The skin is stretched.
It looks painful even for me. Ugh.
In the medical community, they call that a bolus. There is a bolus of fluid attracting below the wrist into the carpals.
It's interesting to note that he manages to keep the secret of the sauce, like not showing the front label of the Alfredo sauce.
But forgetting we looked at all the other ingredients.
Yeah, go on samsclub.com, look up Bertolli Alfredo and compare the bottles.
Oh, but he only has 2 jars of this, so maybe
there's a third one somewhere that's been used already.
They might have used that before, and this might be in the back of the pantry.
Possibly.
So again, this could all be found ingredients. The broccoli.
The chicken definitely isn't.
No, but that chicken was bought so in case Jack needed a little snack, Jack could have a little piece of chicken because that can't really hurt you.
Here comes the oar paddle.
And he mentions, he's like, we're gonna do this in honor of Tammy. Is Tammy dead, Jack? Tammy's just been away for a couple of hours. She's running some errands. Maybe she's at the store. Maybe she's at the gym with her trainer. Gym trainer. Shout out to Gym Trainer, by the way.
Yeah, shout out.
Mass respect.
He's just spreading this on the top layer of all of the other ingredients. He's not really like getting down into it and mixing it up from the bottom.
Chicken on the bottom of it's gonna be dry.
Exactly. It's gonna be sad and pathetic, and maybe even sticking to the bottom of the pan.
He says he's gonna add some seasoning to the top of it, maybe some pepper. Doesn't even bother to show that. Just get ready for another jump cut here, folks.
Jump cuts and lies.
Oh wait, there is a jump cut at 9 minutes and 59 seconds because Jack forgets himself. He's got the oar in his hand. He knows Tammy's not around. Nobody's in the kitchen. There's a big oar full of creamy white sauce. Jack can't wait to shove that in his gullet, and you can see he lifts it up as if he's gonna put that oar in his mouth. And when he's sitting at the editing booth, he realizes, oh, they're gonna realize I just licked that whole frickin' oar.
We see you, Jack.
With hot white sauce dripping out of my beard and the side of my mouth.
We saw.
I better edit that out.
Well, you didn't do a good job.
The second of our 2 simple ingredients here: jump cuts and lies.
Even before we got into this, in the section where the pans were empty, he's like, I don't know, I'm making 2 pans of this. It's gonna either go to Tammy's family, it's gonna go to the church.
He mentions a weekly Bible study that he might be, but he says, I planned on making 2 of these. Okay, what'd you plan with the second pan? I don't know, maybe Bible study, maybe Tammy's parents' house. How often do they go over to Tammy's parents' house? You never hear them talking about going to Tammy's parents' house. But then, towards the end of the video, when Jack is standing there with both pans, and he's like, obviously I made 2 pans of this because we're going to bring one to the kids. Yes. In fact, we're gonna bring one to the kiddos tonight. Well, where's Tammy? Well, Tammy's out running errands. But we're gonna bring this over to the kiddos.
She's not there for this because
we're gonna bring this to the kiddos, and then we're gonna go. We'll finish the errand.
She loves Jack somewhat still enough to let him not see the internal struggle
11
on
minutes
camera.
11 minutes and 4 seconds in the video, we get another jump cut because Jack was about to try to dig into that hot pan with one little ladle in his good hand, and it obviously didn't work out because we had a jump cut. He throws the food down. Look at him. He's not staring down the bottom of the camera. He makes a little giggle here because this is when he lies. He's like, oh, we're gonna bring it to the kids. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring it to the kids. Obviously, I made this to bring it to the kids. You know, the kids have moved out, so I can't blame making too much food on them anymore. But I still can, right, guys? Then immediately the smile departs from his face, and you can always tell when Jack's lying because Jack looks up before he lies.
Yeah, he's lied at least twice on camera. If you really look into his facial expressions.
And he's hurrying like hell because he knows if Tammy catches him with 2 pans of cheesy Alfredo sauce, she's gonna yell at him. So this is him quickly shoving the food. He's burning his mouth because he blows on it and he knows it's still gonna be burning hot.
Yeah, there was like a pause where he had the communion tongue out for at least a good 10 seconds where I thought he actually froze in time.
At time index 11 minutes and 52 seconds, you can see that joyless face as he pops the communion tongue out and unhinges the jaw to shove the maximum amount of Alfredo chicken bake in. And then he realizes that, oh, it's too hot. I'm gonna burn myself. So he has to spit it out, but he does jump cuts out of this. So at 11:54, jump cut.
Jump cut, yeah, I saw that.
11:55, it's obviously later in the video. Again, this video, 2 simple ingredients,
jump cuts and lies. Well, what's amazing to me, these are all pretty much pre-cooked ingredients. I mean, maybe you melt the cheese. Like, that's the only thing. He puts all of this in the oven. Really, you're just warming it. It's combining with Jack once again.
He even mentions that. He even says, oh, all these ingredients are cooked. I could eat it like this, but you know, you don't want to do that.
He puts it in the oven. Somehow it turns out burned. It looks straight up burned. It does not look like...
Well, he preheated the oven all the way up to 350. Then he put it in there. He put it in there for 30 minutes, he said. So I guess...
That's too long.
I guess he baked it for 20 minutes with the convection fan on. It should have even cooked even quicker than that.
Yeah.
But he did 20 minutes, and then of course, because Jack somewhere remembered in his half-functioning brain, if I want to brown the cheese and make it bubbly, I need to brown it for 10 minutes.
What we don't see, obviously, on camera is we know how Jack seasons with pepper. He puts like 6 pounds of pepper on fucking everything.
We don't get that.
We don't get that, but we see it as an end result of this video.
He either forgot to edit that in because he's doing so many jump cuts, or he just didn't bother with it. Because again, it's not his recipe, it's not his idea.
Yeah, we don't know if he does it after it comes out of the oven or before it goes in.
12 minutes, 19 seconds. No outro card. He limply mentions something towards the end of it. Hey guys, do you want my hat? He's not even wearing his hat. The hat's on Piggy with his sauce logo on it.
I don't know. We can't tell because he's got it backwards.
Yeah, the shirt he has on it is stained. And also, Jack, why would we want this? These shirts say cooking with Jack. This isn't cooking. This is reheating.
Get you aprons.
Get you apron.
He needs a get you apron because that shirt is covered in stains. Why isn't he wearing his get you aprons?
Again, if we are going under the basis of Jack's lies, if we're actually believing even just the basic stuff, this is the Cooking with Jack TV show. This is the Cooking with Jack.
He's the talent.
He's the talent. He's the star of his own cooking show. Really? When is the last time you saw a Food Network star come out with a stained shirt on it? Maybe Worst Cooks in America, maybe Cutthroat Kitchen at the end of it as a punishment. You know, they're like, oh, by the way, we take away all your towels and napkins. You have to just basically cook in your own filth. When do you see that? Jack's lack of preparation, his lack of research, however cute it was when he first started out, now he's had the time, and one of the reasons he's lost his audience is he's not getting better at this, and people just start tuning out. Even
he already made this. Why are we watching this again?
Even as a sad joke, we've gotten this punchline. Jack has boiled this down to 2 simple ingredients: jump cuts and lies.
I'm just wondering which Alfredo was more healthy, the one with 2 sticks of butter and all the cheese, or this one with the 2 pre-made jars of Alfredo. I wonder what the comparison of those two would be.
off the top of my head, I would say the one that you make homemade is going to be better than any jar you get.
That's what I think
too. Because of the salt
too.
and the preservatives.
Right.
But then again, he did use a half pound of butter.
Right.
And then multiple containers of heavy whipping cream. So, wow. Well, unlike Jack, we're going to do some research and we'll have that answer for you on
Saturday, 2 p.m.
the Pink Chicken and the Lazy Man live stream, the Boys Club.
So we don't, woo.
Oh, yes. Woo. Oh, yes. Woo.
Woo, yeah.
Woo. Yes,
Woo.
woo. We'll have to remember to do that on Saturday.
Lord only knows where we could go from here. I mean, we have a Wednesday video probably coming out. We have a Friday video coming out.
I feel like we're 2 or 3 weeks away from Jack digging through the dumpster of a McDonald's for a spare chicken nugget. Hey guys, welcome to the latest Jack on the Go. We're not going in the restaurant. This is my new segment called Dumpster Dive. Look, folks, you imagine how much money you have to overpay. I paid almost $8 for a double bacon burger at Wendy's. Look, I just found one in the trash and it's totally free.
Oh my God.
We are like 2 or 3 weeks away from the really crazy, desperate Jack videos. I am here for it. I hope you are too, folks.
I'm here for it too. All right.
That's right. Tune in 2 weeks from now for ketchup packets with Jack. On that note,
I think that ends this episode. I don't know how long we've gone, but it was only a 12-minute video. We're probably way over that by now.
We're almost 4 times that.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for, this was going to be a little quickie so we can get this out there just simply because when we saw the title of the video, Pink Chicken and I, she's working her work schedule from hell. We drove down to Pennsylvania and back this weekend. We're tired, both a little groggy, and then we look at the video and we're like, wait, are we on the same day? Is it still June?
It's Groundhog Day.
Reset to March? We've done this before. We've been here before. What is he doing? And then we realize Jack is still lying, still pretending to be leaning keto. And as a keto guy, he wants to give you recipes with simple ingredients, jump cuts, and lies.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining Pink Chicken and Lazy Man.
Thank you, folks.